4, 3,
21, 21, 21, 21, 21,
321 presents. 321 presents.
21, 21, 21.
computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
321 presents.
Hello and welcome to 321 Presents. I am your oldest cousin, Nick, and with me is my youngest cousin, Zach,
That is demonstrably false. But
in the show.
yes. As people present here, yes, that is true.
And welcome to 321 Presents, I would say at this point what has turned out to be a fairly experimental show where we're kind of stretching our legs and playing in the space.
Why not?
Absolutely. But when I am the host, which I am this week, it tends to be a little bit of a weekly news roundup, and there's a little bit of news we need to cover about our big topic from last week, which was the Netflix attempt at, or announcement of their intent to buy the WB Discovery Company, and someone said, "Hold my beer, I'm getting in on this." Zach, tell us more.
Yes. Paramount came in and said, absolutely not. We will not let this happen because apparently the plan for Netflix is their goal is to kill TV, which Paramount had a little bit of a problem with. And they
That's
said,
the one thing we make over here.
yeah, they said, whoa. We see your $87 billion that you put down and we'll raise you $103 billion. And surely you can't deny that, right? Right? No papers are signed.
I do believe WB said we will take new factors into consideration and be back in 1 week with a new recommendation of what we think we're going to do.
Very much so. I understand why Paramount may want to do this. Also, would be a good move for Paramount because Paramount Plus doesn't have a lot going on right now except for them and Showtime. So it'd be a huge upgrade for them. And I personally hate the Paramount platform in general. It's terrible UI.
Yeah, because they were last to the game and they're working with scraps. I read a financial article from Yahoo Finance about how the market prediction was that Paramount and maybe Peacock and WB would have been the more likely conglomeration happening versus the Netflix buying up the next major competitor. So this seems to be more Paramount
makes more sense.
Yeah, Paramount kind of seems like they're like, we were thinking about that, but now we got to make an even higher offer than we probably wanted.
It's like when I never have gone to an auction, but it's like after the auction's done, the gavel's been banged, kind of, and someone's like, but wait,
I want to do it another.
I forgot to raise my paddle.
Yep.
That's on me.
Yeah, it's weird. Corporate company buyouts and such. The other little tidbit I saw was that the other plan Netflix had, this was not plan A for them. They had also considered buying EA and looked at buying Fox out from under Disney.
I don't know who, because EA is...
The EA one is real curious, where it's just like, were you just trying to buy big companies or something?
I don't know. Well, Netflix... I know they want to expand into the gaming category.
They have a gaming little arm of the weird mobile game.
It is a very little it's a little T-Rex arm that they got there attached to them, but it's not very good. And I know that's something that's fairly lucrative, especially as a bigger place.
It's to me, it's just a strange place to try and be sticking your nose because I get what they want. They're like, oh, you people are. They open Netflix up and half the time just end up browsing things and not actually picking anything to watch. They're just here to waste time, essentially. And we can give them things to put on the screen to waste time, and we'll call it games or something. But going for EA, which is one of the biggest publishers in the biz, still going. Sports franchises, fantasy, every genre, they have bases covered just about.
For the most part, I think they're most known now for
not great in any of them anymore.
They're most known now for their sports franchises. I think is what you can
Certainly, that's the
see.
first thing that EA was always known for. But originally, Electronic Arts was the home of LucasArts. You have your BioWare over there now, I think.
BioWare, I thought was elsewhere.
Microsoft also has a few of the. That might be who I'm thinking of. Might be Microsoft. It might be, or is it Bethesda?
Same, really.
Kind of. But all that to say that yes, strange dealings afoot and a funny new development in the Netflix buying WB saga.
Can Paramount save TV? And is it worth saving TV?
For my money, not really. We've been doing pretty well. But the only reason we really have regular TV access at all is for sports broadcasts. And I do hear that YouTube TV is coming out with a new sports-only package or something next year.
Yeah, I would like my altitude to be over there, the local station, but
that'd be nice.
One day, hopes and dreams.
I mean, that seems to be the new model, is that all the local sports things like need their own streamers now too, apparently.
Either you are too greedy to give up the sports, or your sports team sucks so bad that no one wants to cover you.
Something. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's a kind of like the market is speaking, and if you can't keep your local news or your local sports channel alive, people didn't want it.
Potentially.
But yes, that is, I think, the only like major update in that story. But I will use it as a little bit of a pivot point here. As we are coming near the end of the year, we'll do our proper festivities in due time when the holidays are upon us fully. But I do want to start clearing out some of the older items on our docket here to make room for fresh items in the coming year. So we're going to go to a topic I've had on here for a while. Zach, what's your favorite streaming service these days? The landscape being what is, who's giving you the best bang for your buck out there on the market?
Damn, that's a tough question.
Exactly.
It really does feel like a TV landscape. They each do something completely different for me. But if I were to say I have to pick one today and the other ones go away, I think Disney Plus gives me the best bang for my buck because they do have...
It's 3 streamers.
They have the Hulu in there too,
yeah.
Which is like, I can kind of figure out, and there's enough things there that I would be interested in watch on between all the franchise and stuff.
It's a big enough addition to the full, like, just the Disney umbrella already encompassing all of Marvel, all of Star Wars.
I have my fantasy, I have my superheroes, I have my cartoons, and I have my cop reality shows if I do so need them.
Absolutely. Well, let's see what Disney Plus costs nowadays.
Disney Plus bundle, I think, costs, depending on what you're getting in it, I think it's like Disney alone, I think is like $12 or $13 if I remember off the top of my head correctly. And then if you add Hulu, it's
the Hulu ESPN bundle is $29.99 a month.
That's if you get the special new ESPN that they have introduced earlier this year.
Yeah, so the triple bundle with ads is a thing for $29.99 a month. For premium, ads will be served in select live and linear content. Okay, that's a good disclaimer. For $38.99 a month for 12 months. And that is basically half of a cable subscription at that point.
Yeah, for the most part.
So that's, I do agree that is a huge library, and probably also where I would land on if we're picking from the big guys. But that was my sneaky segue into talking about who my favorite streaming service these days is, and that's Dropout.tv, baby. For just $6.99, I believe, maybe $7.99 now, you get access to all of the old College Humor back library, which there's still some gems in there. The Batman who doesn't kill.
Oh,
that's in there.
Is that what's his name? What's his name? Plays Gordon, where his wife was the like super investigative journalist following the Golden State Killer, Patton Oswalt.
Oh, he's in there for one or two.
Yeah, he's the one that's always, Batman, what are you doing? You just killed that man. No.
But
Sleep.
You also get all of the new content that they're pumping out, and the content flow is good these days. You've got your game shows, you've got your variety, you've got your now stand-up comedy as well, and all the Dungeons and Dragons live play, actual play content you could shake a stick at. In fact, it's the best in the biz for my money.
It's got most of the thing. I'm missing my superheroes for the mostest part.
There is a very old one where
I have my fantasy.
they have a Voltron team.
I don't know. It's just so like, we have such different perspectives. You being the artist creator, going to the independent. I don't know if I could survive just off of homegrown talent. I need some licenses somewhere.
And now, because that is also an interesting thing, is as we've discussed, a lot of other places now also feel like they need to have streamers, and Dropout was like a very revolutionary model for these online publication venues back when they transitioned from College Humor, because I don't know if you know like the full history of the company. They got bought out by like a bigger company who was like, oh, we see successful internet business. Oh, it's not actually making us very much money.
Them and Smosh kind of have a very similar story.
Yeah. Never mind. You're all fired, essentially.
This isn't working. We're losing money.
Mm-hmm. So Sam Reich goes ahead and buys the rights to the company for like a significant chunk of money, but he's basically self-financing the whole thing.
For the most part, pennies on the dollar, though. I assume what their initial investment was into.
Oh, for like the valuation, when they were originally acquired, for sure. But yeah, then has to try and make it a sustainable business. So they go to the subscription model of like, we now have our own, go to our site. We have an app, and you can get all of our content behind it was at the time like $4.99 paywall.
It's interesting that you say this, because they're the kind of the first ones to do it, but this has been a very ridiculed thing from just average people like myself who are not creators or things of that don't quite understand the scope of it, because
the landscape of it all
for a little bit, because
and so that all happened. I think the timeline is important because that all happened like in the mid 2000s. It was like 2012 when College Humor went down, and like 2014 when Dropout finally like rose from the ashes fully. And then now in the subsequent decade that has come since then, maybe it's only been 5 years that Dropout's been out. So
I think it's been 5 years.
Late like 2017 is where that comes. Like 18, 19. Damn, I'm old. Anyway, but yes, much in more recent years, other online creators, I know the Watcher group got a lot of backlash for that.
Huge backlash for that.
And the Try Guys also faced a similar backlash for having to make a step. And it's not even a step away from the YouTube content that they are already producing for free, but it is now and I also get the opposite side of it too, where people are like, why do you want me to go pay a new subscription fee just to see this stuff that I've already been getting for free?
Yeah, I think that's the thing where everyone starts to get a little bit angry, but also they got to pay them somehow to make.
Exactly.
There's a reason that most of these guys are top level, like Try Guys and the Watcher crew, the former BuzzFeed people. I mean, they're both former BuzzFeed.
A lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of different former BuzzFeed enterprises out there.
Yeah. But they got to make some money somehow, and advertising and the views only can get you so far when you're trying to make production like they're doing. So I do understand that, but also I don't want to pay extra for something that's on the YouTube.
Right. And I get that, and that is unfortunately like you have to make that calculated decision when you like make that announcement as a creator, being like, we are going to piss off a lot of people, but there will be of our large pie of audience, a lot of it will get mad at this, but there will be a very important small chunk that actually will go ahead and financially support us so that we can keep doing this. And that's like, you basically are saying like, it is worth it to us for the longevity of this to get that pot, like to identify who's actually in our corner here, and gonna put some money behind that and let all the haters stick to the free feed,
where you get the one episode for the most part.
Yeah. And it really, has been a completely different landscape for basically everyone else who has tried it after Dropout.
I don't think anyone's been super successful for the most. not like Dropout has, where they have a very loyal, fairly large fan base. That
it's certainly not like rivaling any of the big major like Netflix, Paramount, or any of those guys in terms of raw numbers. But yeah, the sheer dedication of the fan base, and it is steadily growing again. Dimension 20 just did a sold out Madison Square Garden, sold out the LA Bowl, sold out Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, sold out, I don't remember where they played in Las Vegas, but touring like internationally now. They do European shows too.
the one thing I will say that Dropout does very successfully is, and I think Sam's even said this in an article that I actually read. He did say this, in fact, that he likes Dropout to be everyone's, basically their favorite side hustle. It's not their main thing. So you're creating buzz and name around here versus the Watcher and anyone who came from the BuzzFeed, the Try Guys this is their sole thing. There's nothing else.
They have to spend all their time doing
quite
this,
literally.
yeah.
There's nothing else to bring new people in other than I still have to continue to post to YouTube and do all the shorts and all this extra stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And that is why I personally am such a fan of it, because they do largely match my like kind of viewpoints on how creative people should be treated, with like good pay and all those benefits, a lot of recurring work going on there with the people who are interested in working in it. They actively are trying to expand the network of people. Like every year, Sam goes out of his way to be like, hey, who else do we need to pull in here?
They have a show literally just to test and try things to potentially make new shows and keep building content off of.
Yeah, it's a brilliant concept from a practicality standpoint. It keeps things interesting, but also, yeah, you get to test a bunch of things, and we're already at like 3 spinoffs out of Game Changer. We've got Make Some Noise, Play It By Ear, died.
R.I.P.
But it had a glorious 2 seasons, I think. And then what else is off of Game Changer?
Actually, I think is off of Game Changer.
No, that was a Mike Trapp original back from the old days. Yeah, that's where Brennan first got hired.
What's the one where they do the stand up with?
Yes, that is called. Oh no.
Oh, the loyal fan base.
Because I can see Jaquise with his shirt on that says "Ask about my stand-up routine," but I don't. Hang on.
Crowd work?
Yes. Good job.
Thank you.
I
am the subscriber here.
For sure. Oh, no, not crowd work, crowd control.
Crowd control, that's one, because it's crowd work.
It is crowd work themed. Yes. All the various good, and like the library of original content coming out is ever growing because of the growing income behind it. And in fact, I don't know if you've seen the super fan tier that you can now sign up at.
I pay no attention to what subscriptions.
Fantastic. Well, because Sam is very open about pricing and whatnot when changes do happen, he always makes a little announcement video. And recently, earlier this year, they, I think, like had the price bump from $5.99 to $6.99 or something. And there was such an outcry of people going, but what if we want to give you more money? That they created and launched the super fan tier now, which will have its own exclusive merch, early access to the live shows that are becoming more and more readily available throughout the year, and a few other like perks and like extra behind the scenes type of stuff to like, and like you're now siphoning out of a fairly large pie again. You're real hardcore, who are the ones who are keeping this ship running, which is again a very unique thing. Like you don't see many companies these days with their customers coming up being like, actually, we don't think you're charging enough for this.
Yeah, that never happens. I mean, most of the time I'm like, is it really worth this much?
I think that, I mean, the bang for your buck on this, comparative like to every other streaming service out there, I would argue up and down is definitely worth it.
Let's see here.
In
What
terms
is
of library?
So $7. So that's comparable to you get Paramount for roughly that price, assuming they haven't had a price bump here lately, and that is it. They're the only ones I think that are.
Everyone
and
else is
Peacock.
at least like 19 something.
Peacock is around there too for just the stream, if I remember correct. Those are the two that are there. Also potentially the two worst of the bunch. Well, I guess not worst, but less.
Paramount Plus with ads you can be had for $7.99.
Yep, that's around that price range. But also the content there is,
It's rough.
eh.
$11.99 gets you an ad-free experience. You'll never get an ad on Dropout. Not once ever for anything that's an actual. No, I take that back.
They do their own ad.
They do some of their own ads. There have been a couple episodes of Game Changer that have had to have sponsors to fund them. So there is one, I think it's if anyone has seen the latest season, it's the episode where they give Jacob Wysocki $50,000 or something. And that whole cash prize is sponsored by Progressive. So they do a bunch of Progressive bits throughout the whole show. So I can't say no ads, but they're tasteful
No
and
commercials.
well integrated. Yeah.
You can. I think that's fair. No commercials.
No commercials. You will not have the content broken into chunks for you just so you can be sold something. That's kind of my whole thing on Dropouts. It's a company doing things the way that you would like it to be done across the board, and yet is surprisingly rare, and I'm glad to see that it is continuing on the upswing. We are looking at a very good forecast for 2026 as well in terms of this new content, returning old favorites, and a further expansion out into the normie sphere.
If there's something a big guy can take away from sort of the Dropout world or business plan, I guess, what would you want?
Profit share. Anyone who works for Dropout in any way throughout the year, Sam Reich, in a very socialistic way, distributes all of the profits, or at least the chunk of the profits from the year, every single person who worked for the company, for no matter like how many episodes of a thing you did, if you were on for just a little bit or whatever, you get paid if Dropout does well. And wow, it keeps all the good talent coming back. People feel appreciated. It's nice to get a bonus for your work being good.
I don't know if the bigs have that big of a problem, because I mean, initially it's going to be rough to get your show kind of kicked off and started, even if it is good. But once it's good or proven to be good, and hopefully you don't get canceled for tax reasons or whatever it is, everyone seems to benefit and eat off of that. Like Stranger Things, one of the Amazon originals, I don't think any of those people are struggling by any means anymore, or have struggled since.
Certainly not like
1.
the actors and whatnot, but that would also include all of the production people, all of the like behind the scenes, the down to like janitorial and whatnot. Those folks generally don't they get paid their hourly wage or whatever for doing their trade job. They're not seeing the like Amazon money or anything.
Yes, for some of so from my experience out there in the world, I think Netflix is the only company in this sort of media hemisphere where it does allow its employees stock option within the company, so they can see benefits from that. But they are the only ones that do so. Yeah,
I was gonna say that's a pretty rare benefit there, but also the size of having stock option.
Yeah, out of the bunch, I think Apple has some things. If we're talking big names, and then Netflix are the only two that allow stock option for the employees.
Netflix is also the most dominant company although certainly I don't think they're considered great to work with anymore or for. But
you'd be depends on
your position.
Depends on what your position is. If you are doing some of the regular jobs, so software, janitorial, all that stuff.
Yeah,
they're rated very highly. Them and Apple, I think they are the highest amongst
for sure
the big name.
Yeah, that checks out. I mean, they better if they have Now, this is the other thing people have been pointing out too. They just a couple years ago were when the writer strikes were going on in Hollywood and like shutting all the productions down. When people were like trying to negotiate, like, hey, we should be getting a bigger percentage out of these all this streaming money. Why is it all going to Netflix? Netflix, like, we don't have the money to spread around to share. We're saving it all to buy WB.
From a consumer and pricing standpoint, God, I hope Paramount buys that thing because Netflix is already like damn near $30
Yeah.
right now. Paramount, if we're just sitting at $7.99 or whatever, you buy HBO, if that jumps up to 15, even maybe up to around 20 if you combine what the prices.
There's going to be like a $49.99 package if that.
Hell no, it ain't gonna be that expensive. For some, the one thing I will say is the Paramount library should be massive, but they do not present us all the things that I think the viewers would like to see in their massive vault of licenses.
They have more content than they're putting out there.
For sure.
Yeah.
But if you're going to give me more content, better content than you do, which is not very hard for whatever the base level is that they're currently doing, I think I'm more than happy to see that price rate.
For sure. I think that's all we have time for on streaming services. But I want to cover some other hot, out of the oven, current events action. Just last night, as of our recording time here, we had...
Are we about to crash out?
Game of the Year Awards, baby! And we were both right on what came away with Game of the Year. I was completely wrong on all of my Ghost of Yotei predictions.
I'm foreseeing a crash out coming.
I'm not going to crash out. I completely underestimated how horny everyone was for this game this year.
They love it. They love it so much. It
swept just damn near every single... Because I forgot completely that it was also in the indie categories.
Yeah, because
Silk Song came away with nothing last night. I think it got one. But there was, I think, maybe 3 or 4 games total that won an award outside of Clair Obscur. An absolute dominant.
It's already in talks for a movie happening. Like,
that's insane. Jumping straight to... You ask Mario, you used to have to wait 30 years for a movie.
Yeah. There's very few game movies out there that are worthwhile.
Do you include, I mean, there's a little bit of a tangent, but we all know the original Super Mario Brothers with Leguizamo and who's the Mario?
I don't know. I just knew he was in that one.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
But that was the old 80s one.
That one does count. Unfortunately, I think it does have to count.
No, obviously it does, because it was like one of the first video game movies, and it's an abomination of both filmmaking and storytelling.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but do we lump the new one, the Chris Pratt Marios, in that set? Are those watchable or not?
The Chris Pratt Marios?
Well, we already have the one to work off of right now, and then we just got the teaser trailer for the new one.
The one I liked, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the Chris Pratt and his personal life, but the one Mario was fine. It was good. We liked Peaches.
Very good. Well, I don't know how much else. Yeah, I did not.
I am curious from your perspective, because there was a lot of awards that kind of meant a lot of nothing for things other than to just be recognized for your good work.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth having like the hurt feelings over not getting the award, or is it just enough just to be a nominee and being recognized, even in gaming category or whatever? Because we also had the streamer awards, which led to a bunch of hurt feelings.
The streamer awards definitely had a lot of like, that was so obviously just like a bunch of like politics and like not like U.S. current events, government politics, but just like who knows who in the streamer community and like who had beef with who and whatnot or what. I haven't looked into all the details because I do not follow. Actually, this is a little detour into my old man rant corner that I had a note for. I don't really get watching streamers anyway, so I haven't.
Wow, that's strange because we have
a very stream heavy user in the household.
Yeah, who's currently watching a stream. In fact,
Oh yeah, I'm aware. But I see the appeal that's happening, but it's not from it's everything like the worst parts of
there was
watching someone else play a game to me.
You missed a menacing look that happened right behind you.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Depends. It's not. Streaming has changed so much from. I don't want to say at the time it started because streaming's not that old, but it is. There's
been an evolution for sure.
Much.
The landscape has changed because the very early days of streaming, it was like very hardware limited. Not everyone had all the equipment to do it.
Yeah, but from the origin of streaming being purely gameplay and people talking over gameplay and
for sure that too, and just like the things that are acceptable to stream.
Yeah, to now that we are into more of this is reality. This is more reality TV than anything.
There is an entertainment element expected. And this is all coming from someone who has attempted to be a streamer. I tried it for a little while there in lockdown. And yeah, it's just not at all what if I'm watching someone else play the game, I kind of just want to see them play the game and I don't want to have chat interrupted and have all the little I get why some people are into that, but it's just not up my alley.
The one thing that hurts me the most with all the streamers is, one, I'm on the LeBron James category, is I'm not really going to pay for anything unless I absolutely must and have to. Pandora is still free. Yeah. But goddamn do those streamers run ads, and they are a full 2-3 minutes, and I'm getting hit with one every 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. And that's a thing that's kind of out of their control. That's kind of platform dependent.
It's in their control on how many.
For sure, they can pump more in for sure, to try and incentivize you to go ahead and subscribe.
Oh, but it hurts. It hurts so bad.
Yeah, but I mean that's the other that is the alternative form of how you get your financial support if you're not just coming out and asking nicely.
Please, sir.
It's okay, well now here's the hard way.
It hurts.
Oh,
it hurts. It hurts so bad. But to get back to the original point here.
Yes.
I mean, there's always going to be the politics that every award show has to play and whatnot. But if you're there in the room interacting with people and you are even recognized as a nominee or get mentioned for something, isn't that just enough? Because for the most part, if you're in the room, you're going to be successful regardlessly. Your game or
the game industry as a whole is not so large and I guess jaded as Hollywood is, where some people don't care about being nominated for awards and all that. In the game industry, even a nomination is oh wow, someone recognized the work we did, and that's great. So yeah, all the nominees, everyone who did get nominated, that's definitely still an honor, a thing to be proud of. We were in the running.
I almost want not so much I want an award show, but I don't want it the big guys to be included. We know Clair Obscur is good. We know GOTY Awards is good. I want something more for the little guy awards. Here are all the little people who did something really, really cool that maybe people didn't notice, but us in the industry recognize them, and maybe we saw them as a threat and they deserve some recognition, or they did something really, really good and maybe we want to incorporate something that they did into our next project. I want something like that because I'm tired of seeing the big guys always go up there and win. We know
the usual suspects.
Yeah, we know Clair Obscur is going to win. We know who's going to win the movie awards and all that. Even when it comes down to music, we have an idea of who's going to win. Not to knock the bid people for the good work that they do, but we know you do good work and your bank accounts shows that you do good work and all that. The awards for them don't mean anything anymore.
It's a thing that I've always been kind of mad. The Emmys is the Emmys,
Oscars, all kind of same.
Oscars, I think it's the Oscars I'm thinking of, but all of the technical categories for the behind the scenes stuff, the set design and art direction and things like that, all happen at a pre-Oscars event that doesn't get televised. They're these aren't the sexy categories. This isn't going in the 4-hour long TV special with the good people. the celebrity people. You regular Joes get your own little show here, and we might record it, but we're not televising it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I am definitely down with. I would love to see a more like behind the scenes sort of awards, and I think probably awards show is the wrong thing to call it because that title just comes with so much baggage already.
While we're talking about the Gamer Awards, we had some announcements, some cool things. Some
Oh yes,
interesting
I think that
things.
was the more interesting because Clair Obscur dominated the actual awarding. But yes, that it was also because so many people were watching a great showcase place for announcing new things.
Very much so. So we'll start. Do you want to start with the exciting things or the things that are?
Give us the rundown. Just
Yeah. So the things that at least I am excited for is in the gaming category. We have a new Star Wars, a brand new Old Republic game of sorts. We're going to get a brand new Jedi game. You say if it ever comes out because they've done this before. They've heard us before.
It's true. I have a video on my channel of me reacting to a cinematic for a game that has not ever materialized.
This one I think is super exciting, and I think they need to and should follow through because one, it's sort of that Old Republic that everyone knows and loves from
the online Old Republic game has been going for like 15 years or something. It's
it's actually supposed to. I think it's dying here very soon.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I thought they were going to die out like 5 years ago when they went free to play or something.
Yeah, when they initially launched, I thought they didn't have a huge player base. They were just.
I mean, I was there at launch, so it felt pretty big to me. But
yeah, me and you are not MMO people.
This is also true.
But in this game, we also have our favorite Mass Effect guy running the show for them as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, that was where I was gonna wait and see is like who's actually producing this and putting it out and all that, because it is very enticing to be able to be role playing again in the Old Republic setting. It's a funny thing though about the scale of time in the Star Wars universe, where these games are all supposed to be like 10,000 years before the movie Star Wars universe, and yet the universe that we play in looks exactly the same.
Hey, some things never change.
It's a weird cultural thing, like sociologically speaking. If we were acting the same way as humans that we did 10,000 years ago,
I mean,
there's generally some progression or change or something, but nope, we still do doors the same. We still dress the same. We still do all our architecture the same.
If it ain't
10,000 years.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's a funny detail.
You didn't see the people out there pulling out the pyramids, the blocks for the pyramid? No,
I didn't. I missed that one.
The other exciting one was that we're going to get a brand new Divinity, which is supposed to be even bigger than Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, that was a very exciting announcement. That is what Larian Studios, who made Baldur's Gate 3, has been up to with a very grotesque cinematic trailer. I do caution going into that one because, oh boy, yeah, it's going to be a ride.
Yeah, very much so. On top of that, I assume that we are going to be waiting for that one for probably at least a couple.
Oh yeah, that was just to give us like what the name of it was. They did the same thing with Baldur's Gate, and that was like 6 years before launch.
Yeah, that's going to be a big overtaking. On top of that, we're going to get 2 new Tomb Raiders. Everyone's excited for that.
Ooh, we're going to get another generation of Tomb Raiders.
Yep, we're going to get one 26 and 27.
Back to backs.
Very much so.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Also, fun fact, I think Laura Crawford owns the most magazine or covers of any gaming.
Oh, sure.
Person.
Yeah. That checks out.
Just a fun little fact there. And we're
because that's just how pervy the old magazine. There were a lot of magazines back in the 90s and early thousands, and they were pervy as hell.
No. Never.
Everyone wants to know the original polygon boobs lady.
No. G4 would never. Surely. We're gonna get a Star Wars racing game that everyone again.
I mean, hey, a lot of people still like the original pod racing game that they put out.
I don't know if I'm on.
I'm not in that. It's not that good of a game.
I don't know if I'm on the outside, but I just don't like driving a vehicle.
You're just not a racer.
I'm not a racer. I want to shoot things and cut things. preferably cut things.
Interesting. Because I'd love to know what your history of like which games have you tried in the racing category, because there's definitely some stinkers out there, and there's like also some real tasty ones, but those were kind of in the early years.
Yeah, I think my first introduction to a racing game was Gran Turismo 4, which is like
there's your problem right there.
I can't.
That's one of the ones that like people build the whole like I have to get the actual pedals and the actual stick shift and the actual wheel, because you can't like the controls of little buttons and thumbsticks were not meant to control cars.
Yeah. Even then, still, just it feels more like a little bit of an RPG because I have to start somewhere at the bottom here and build myself.
And then you start with like the dinkiest cars they'll let you have, and then you have to unlock all the upper levels for good stuff. For sure. Yeah, that's a tough one to get introduced. I think like there was the Need for Speeds, and I think Overdrive was a franchise back in the early like Xbox 360 days.
The Need for Speeds were not bad.
There's some more
different
that are like
mechanic.
arcadey ones that are much happier to kind of let you drop in and feel the rush, as it were, as opposed to Gran Turismo, which is asking if you've read the instruction manual for your car.
Let me take a look at what. Go.
Did you get your sequence of gear shifts and brakes down properly? No, that's why you're in the fence, dumbass.
The car's all beat up. You got to pay for that.
Yeah.
On top of the Star Wars racing, we're going to have some more Resident Evil for all the spooky fans out there, because Lord knows we need more Resident Evil.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it franchise. Who have been on a very good upswing. 7 and 8 were both very good.
Yeah, but them and Persona I have beef with, because it's always new one. I'm going to give you 3 more old ones.
Oh, yeah.
New
the
one.
remasters.
We're going to go back to 1. Now we're going to go 5 again and 4. I'm going to say we're going to do a new one, but really I'm going to do 7 again.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things of like, anymore, the size of these games, they take like 5 years to make. So yeah, in the meantime, you do have to remaster some oldies.
If it's not over the 60 hours, I don't want it.
You're going to be waiting for a lot of stuff.
I know I am. And then, of course, we're going to have some more James Bond, which they announced earlier on, but we have a little bit more introduction as to the storyline and some more characters in that guy.
Okay, interesting. Because, one of the original viral like shooter games, 007 on the GameCube.
GoldenEye. Everyone loves them some GoldenEye. It's like the original.
Yeah.
Everyone's original favorite.
And again, a game that wouldn't say has aged very well. It's pretty like I remember I only got to play GoldenEye one time because I didn't have a lot of friends with N64s. Just didn't come up. And I did get one instance of going in and playing we got to do the multiplayer thing. And I'm again I'm playing against the kid who has this game and has definitely put like 100 hours into it or whatever. And my first time playing it, but it is I'm so glad the shooter genre has come as far as it has, where I can actually tell where I'm looking in the world and where my shot's going to go.
I could never. It's just like fire out there and shoot and pray.
It's garbage as far as like actual gameplay, in my opinion. But again, I didn't get a whole lot of time with it.
And of course, the biggest announcement of the night, we're going to get a Street Fighter movie.
Oh, interesting.
You have to go watch that little trailer thing. Let me tell you.
Okay, I will add that to my list.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. I'm interested to get your thoughts, but I'm not gonna send any bias your way. I'll let you experience it yourself.
Okay, and we'll pick that up next week maybe.
For sure.
Very good. Any other gaming news this week?
No.
Fantastic. Then before we go, we do have to take a visit over to the Sports Corner, find out what's been going on, because I get to be breaking news. I mean, it's going to be a few days old by the time you actually are hearing this, but as of recording time here, I have a couple blockbuster trades today in the NHL that have the whole league up in arms. First off,
the New York Islanders trade for Mikko Rantanen to beat him up in the locker room.
That would be hilarious, but no. No, first up is Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers are about a 500 team right now.
They are not having a good time out there, Connor McDavid.
Yeah, Connor McDavid gave them a hometown discount to be like, hey, let's build a roster out here, gang, and it ain't looking pretty.
Be so upset if I was in Edmonton and be like, I overpaid for this.
And what they've decided to do, they decided that they had to make a move in goal. Everyone's been pointing at they had Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard kind of rotating in an 1A, 1B, and Stuart Skinner was capable of getting hot, but he wasn't doing it super consistently.
This sure does sound like a familiar story we've heard before.
The setup does sound familiar. What the trade they ended up making, Edmonton went out and said, we need to make a change in goal. They went over to Pittsburgh and said, Pittsburgh, do you have any goalies? And the Penguins looked at Tristan Jarry, who they had put on waivers last year and couldn't move him all off season, and they said, yeah, we got a goalie if you give us a defenseman too.
Hey, you got to haggle.
And Edmonton said, done deal, you bet, you got it, fella.
I'm suffering over here.
Toss us a draft pick while you're at it, and we'll call this done. So Edmonton has just picked up Tristan Jarry, who, again, his own team had on waivers because he was not performing well. He has a very sketchy injury history, like misses some time every year just about, and costs $3 million more than Stuart Skinner did.
Sometimes it's a change of scenery. That's all they need.
That's what they're hoping out in Edmonton, and Pittsburgh the Pittsburgh Penguins are laughing pretty, and they actually might now have an upgrade in goal.
Sad.
The other big blockbuster that just happened earlier this evening that is going to reshape the western side of the bracket here a little bit, and is not great news for us here in the Central Division. The Vancouver Canucks,
why is everyone in this? Why do they got to be in the Central Division?
We've started an arms race, unfortunately, because of how good we are. And we can briefly cover that. The Avs are the first to 50 points in the standings this year, and just steamrolled the two-time back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions 6-2 last night.
They're very hurt, though.
They are a shell of themselves and are going to be lucky to make the playoffs this year.
They have no shells, just all heart right now, and
it is a lot of their grit guys, and yeah, you can't do it with just grit. But the arms race in the Central, Minnesota Wild have gone out and traded a pretty big bevy. I think it's 3 players, including DU's own Zeev Buium, who was they had just called up when he became eligible to play for them at the end of last year, and a couple other guys, and a first-rounder out to the Vancouver Canucks for Quinn Hughes, who is generally in the conversation as the next best defenseman after Cale Makar.
They're trying to help their guy out.
Yeah, I mean, Quinn is I don't think he was a captain, but he might have been an assistant. But Vancouver has drama going on this year. They're kind of mid. They had a new coach in Adam Foote, our good old footer, and they had Quinn Hughes, but they didn't have a lot of pieces to kind of lift him, like to support him, and so they've gone ahead and kind of kicked the can down the road because Zeev Buium, who is kind of the big get for them in this trade, is just the younger version. He's like a still 18-year-old kid, is still in his very first season, and he will develop into one of those top-tier offensive guys by all accounts. He looks like he can play the game. So Vancouver gets a little bit more time to build a roster around a star young offensive defenseman. And right now, Minnesota just got a whole lot better on their back end.
Don't like that.
Very unfortunate considering they are in third place behind us and the Dallas Stars. So that is the NHL news. And then in the PWHL, they are already on their first international break of the season because the international women's team do still have like a little seeding tournament to do or something. But in our first 2 weeks of action, the Boston Fleet are undefeated behind Aaron Frankel and a somewhat surprising, very energetic defense strategy, where instead of like they kind of, because everyone looked at the players Boston lost, including like Hillary Knight, who's their captain, a couple other players signed new contracts elsewhere. They're like, this team doesn't really look like they filled all the talent holes that they were showing. But no, actually, they are just going to go ahead and use a new strategy, which is kind of the bum rush the puck carrier and make them make a mistake, and then we'll go put it in the net.
Hey, if it works.
And it's working so far. So that's kind of the highlight news out of the PWHL. What's happening over in the NBA these days?
Oh, the NBA, nothing too crazy. We are heading into sort of our big event of Christmas because the NBA owns that day.
Yep.
I don't make the rules, just the way it is. But our hometown Denver Nuggets here, they just finished with the best franchise record, I do believe. Let me take a look to give you the real record because they just won last night as well. They finished 18-6, which is their best start through 25 games.
Wow, yeah. So they just really didn't want to play in the NBA Cup, huh? Because those are like kind of the only ones that they chalked up as losses, it feels like.
I'm pretty
sure. Like the one against the Thunder at the beginning of the year.
I'm also pretty sure that all these losses are at home as well.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because it's the road winning streak.
Yeah, we're like 50% at home, which is the dumbest thing ever.
That can't stay consistent that way.
No, we are still hurt, but
the injured list keeps getting long. AG is not coming back anytime soon. It doesn't sound like, or it went back onto the injured list.
Yeah, he needs to get right before he comes back. We can't have him dealing with another hamstring injury, especially as we're going.
He's got to be ready for playoffs. Yeah, that is priority number one.
We have enough pieces. Like Cam is finally doing a job. Tim Hardaway Jr. has found some youth, putting a dunk on Sacramento last night. Sam Jones has been playing very well with the minutes that he's been getting. Jamal's been probably the best player in the past 2 weeks in the NBA.
Yeah, he got player of the week or something, player of the month.
Yeah, he had 2 games where he's like 50 balls. And then we have Nikola Jokic, which is great. And then Jonas is doing an excellent job backing him up. That we don't really need him to play in some of the garbage games like we used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the luxury of depth. It's so nice.
Yeah. Never had this before. So AG gets to take his time, go relax. Through the NBA, though, unfortunately, the Thunder do only have one loss to their name, so they have lost once in the whole of 2025.
I'm pretty certain someone on this podcast said they couldn't do that. They couldn't keep this up, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no, they are proving everything wrong. In the East, though, everyone loves the East because anything can happen. The Detroit Pistons are top of the East right now, sitting 20-5, the young, scrappy group.
Okay, they had the little uptick last year.
They had a huge uptick last year, kind of outperforming what everyone thought, but they are here to stay, showing that they are willing enough to do so, led by Kate Cunningham over there with his scrappy bunch. Right behind them are the Knicks, Celtics, then the Magic. 76ers are in the conversation, and they're still all over the place because they can't get anyone healthy, and then the Cavaliers.
Now, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about teams wanting to move guys or guys wanting to move off teams. Is Giannis going anywhere?
That's a question. The Bucks are sitting 11-15 right now. I can't imagine
who has the assets, who has the room.
Well, they're trying to do him a favor because he did win them a championship.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So they're trying to do right by him. There's only a few landing spots that he wants to go to. So really, the ideal spot for him is to go to the Knicks. Is I think what he's kind of asked for and what they're trying to work out. But I don't know if the Knicks are in the right spot to be making such a trade because it'd be such a huge shakeup for their roster to take on.
And they've already shaken that thing up a couple of times recently.
A little bit. Getting rid of Julius Randle for Cat was a big shakeup that they're still adjusting to a little bit.
Yeah.
Breaking up the Nova Knicks, which everyone was sad about. But yeah, I don't know. It's to be determined. If he is to move this year, I don't think anyone would be surprised, but it would only be to a handful of teams. If he moves over the summer, I think that's probably better for everyone to sort of see
have
how
some
things
time to
really see how teams are shaking out because we are still fairly youngish in the season. They have up and through February or late January was when the trade deadline is around the All-Star break. So to be determined. In Los Angeles, Clippers still suck. Some more Chris Paul news that everyone's kind of learned about is Chris Paul, quote unquote, luring up the locker room. Really what he meant is he did not like how some of the star players were not working on this terrible, terrible team. And he wanted them to do more. Cough, cough, we're talking about you, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to, there have been some very funny video breakdowns of their games where it's like, Okay, I see where the friction's happening here.
And even you, as not a basketball aficionado kind of guy, even you're like, I gets it. I would be a little upset too.
Yeah, exactly. Come back to the home team, and these guys ain't even trying out here.
Not even a little bit. All I'm asking for is effort. Is that too much? And the answer was yes, Chris Paul. That
Actually, yes. Please stop asking.
please, we don't want any of that here. We're just gonna roll out the basketball and see what happens.
Do you see the big building? It's vibes in here, Chris Paul.
It says, but where are those trees, Kawhi? Where are those trees? And that's probably what got him kicked out. But yeah, on the west side, of course, Thunder, Nuggets sitting at 2. Right behind us are, of course, Houston with their KD acquisition. They are trying to figure out a way to get the championship. Then, of course, the Lakers, the Spurs doing a complete flip around because, boy, oh boy, is it nice to have all your superstars healthy when you're in the season. That makes a world of difference.
Mhm.
And oddly enough, the Timberwolves kind of sitting a little bit lower than we're used to.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of... the East is a much bigger shakeup this year than the West was.
Very much so. I mean, the East is still... everyone's in the right place for the most part. Thunder are kind of running away with it as
I mean, we were used to
expected.
watching Boston riding that top spot all last season.
Yeah, they are surprisingly doing very well for all the things that they're going through right now.
Interesting.
We have to remember there's no Tatum over there. They got rid of basically all the pieces that they had to free up some cap space
Mhm.
and to sort of, I don't want to say rebuild, but really it's
Retool
kind of
a little.
Retool, yeah. I think that's a softer rebuild
Yeah.
for them going on. But yeah, that is what's happening in the NBA.
Fantastic. Well, before we go too long here, we do have to note Broncos sitting first in the AFC now, since we do own the tiebreaker over the Pats.
We do.
Going to play the Packers this weekend.
Indeed.
And did you see that the Colts are running Old Man Rivers?
I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah. You got to talk about, of all the options in the league, the Indianapolis Colts said, I know who we need to fill in now that Daniel Jones has torn his ACL. Get Phillip Rivers on the line.
That poor guy. Daniel Jones is having such a season, coming back rejuvenated from all the terrible football that he's had to endure and play.
Really? Yeah, it looked like he was going to... I mean, he pulled the Colts. I don't think anyone expected them to have this kind of year up until this point.
We knew that they were capable. They had a lot of the right pieces last year, just not a quarterback. kind of important today, as we've learned.
Indeed. And yeah, so important, in fact, that they have decided. Although I did see some reports that they kicked around with Sam Ellinger off of the practice squad over here.
Well, see, they asked him, they're like, Sam, you want to come over here? And Sammy's like, nah.
I'm good.
I'm good here. I'm just being practice player of the week every week, my guy.
Yeah.
We're really good over here. And if I stay on this roster, at least I can end up with a Super Bowl ring. Perhaps, maybe.
Yeah. That's a smart thinking on Sam's part. So, and then, I mean, the injury bug is pretty rough for most of your usual suspects in like backup territory. Like there's a lot of guys on the shelf.
There's a lot of dudes on the shelf. Even on my fantasy, my IR is all filled up with dudes all down. J.K. Dobbins is there. Daniel Jones is there. We're still waiting on some people to come back from the late injuries that they had last season. It's a lot trying to figure out who that next man up is for some of these teams.
And for the Indianapolis Colts, it will be 44-year-old
oldest signing ever,
Grandpa Phillip Rivers.
And I bet you can't guess who was the most angry about this.
No, I can't.
It is a man, none other than number one himself, Superman Cam Newton, who's upset that that Phillip Rivers got a call before him. The 36-year-old Cam Newton.
No one thinks Cam Newton can play quarterback anymore.
He was upset about it, though. He felt away.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but he's got a show to do.
No, he said, come on now. What are we doing, Indianapolis? To be fair, though, Phillip Rivers knows the system.
I was going to say, I think Phillip Rivers has put up a better season of football more recently than Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Because Cam's, I'm going to pull up some receipts on this
Phillip Rivers' last season might be Cam's last season as well, if I remember correctly.
Cam last played in 2021 he only started 5 games out of the 8 he played and went 0-5.
Because he went somewhere from Carolina back to Carolina.
He was
I want to say Washington, but that.
in New England for a year.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think everyone wanted to forget about that. And then we look at Phillip Rivers,
He might be 2019.
2020, when he started all 16 games and went 11-5.
Yes, he did take the Colts to the playoffs.
Yeah, at age 39. And 5 years later, they said, Phillip, it's time.
If anything, if we've learned anything in the NFL, unfortunately, we've learned this lesson from Gronk. If you take some years off, let the body heal.
You might,
You might be able to perform just a little bit.
Absolutely. I think for a couple, for how many games do we have left this season? 4? Okay, very good. Boy, oh boy. I can't believe I get to see Phillip Rivers get hit some more.
Maybe he doesn't get hit. Maybe they're like, Phillip.
I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of handing off the ball.
Yeah, he does have a very good running back there. Jonathan Taylor is a little bit rejuvenized this season, and he does have some more better receiving options than what he did there as a Colt.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be I think the game to watch.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
There are some 40-year-old dudes out there that they're waiting for their chance. Not ones that played in the NFL, just some random 40-year-old dudes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, any day now, the Rockies are going to call me about a pitching tryout.
Oh, while we're here, I have to find this team. Let me tell you about this cool little JUCO college called Compton College. Now, what makes them so special, and Phillip Rivers just reminded me of this school.
Okay.
They've gone 0-25 in the past, or 0-35 for the last 35 games.
Okay, that's several seasons, I assume.
Very much so, but what makes this school so special is they had a father and son duo on the team, one of which was, I do believe, the quarterback who's a 45-year-old man, and his receiver son who was 20.
Okay.
Or 30, one of the two. They're like 20. They're a little bit older.
Okay. Probably still 20s, though, if they're father and son.
Yeah. But they also have a 50-year-old freshman on the team that is like their middle linebacker.
Hell yeah.
So anything is possible out there. Don't let anyone tell you your dreams can't come true.
Yeah, for sure. You go out and get it. You gotta go out and grab your dreams. Buy the shoulder pads in some cases.
I don't know, like father-son duo. I'm gonna go out and play some college football, but
I mean,
never just winning a game, getting blown out the entire time, scoring very few points.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean, because like if you say, "Oh, name a sport where a father-son duo could play on the same team," it's like football is so low on that list. I don't know of any. Like baseball, it's done, and then
Basketball.
You could do a Yep, we've seen the basketball one now, and like hockey. Yarmer Yager didn't have any known sons, so
I thought the Hows, maybe.
I don't think Gordy and Bobby ever played together. I don't think they overlapped. Like, there's been plenty of sons who come up after their dads, but not on the same team. I don't think. Double check that though.
The college landscape's so crazy because there's a former MLB player that went back, I think earlier this year or last year, and decided he was going to go play for Arkansas and be a wide receiver for them. He's always a 30-year-old freshman on the team.
Damn. I mean, as a person who is in their 30s, and God, I cannot imagine going.
He had a full MLB career and said, "I'm retiring. I'm going to go play college football."
That's cool. I mean, I actually think that's like, if you already have had a professional sports career, I think you're like that makes sense that you'd be able to like translate, because there's a lot of soft skills outside of just like being good at the sport that it takes to be a good athlete that you already kind of have like drilled into you.
That's fair.
So it's not that out of the way, but I would expect it to go the other way around, where you get tired of getting hit all the time and you're like, I'm going to go play baseball instead.
One would think.
But that's cool if he was like, yeah, I've been playing ball all this time, but I really want to hit some guys.
Yeah, that's a little insane at your age. You got to stop. But to end the podcast on a positive note, let me tell you about a good feel-good story about a man who found his way into the NBA, having never played college basketball, all for but 1 year.
Oh, interesting.
His name is Patrick Andrew Spencer, also named Pat Spencer. He played D1 lacrosse and was named probably the best lacrosse player of the year. In 2019, he decided, I don't want to do this. Took a grad school year, 2020, to go play basketball at Northwestern in D1 college.
Mm-hmm.
Played good enough there. Went overseas for a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Said, I'm going to go this route. Play good enough there. Ended up in the G League for a little bit and made the Golden State roster this year. And with their injuries happening, of course, because they are all old men over there,
Sure.
he's leading them to victories this past basically month.
Wow.
He's been their best player.
Wow. All right. Well, that is a feel-good story, and yeah, I mean, it goes to show if you have talent and dedication, you can make some stuff happen.
That's insane though.
It's one of those things that like is actually probably a bad thing for like most young athletes to hear about, where you're like, he just did it. He just went. He did 1 year, and he just right up.
So the crazy thing is, his brother is also in the league, but he plays over in Memphis. But I can't imagine, like, if you're the older brother and your brother gets a college scholarship or whatever to go play basketball, like he's never beat me in his life. I can do this.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, I'm gonna go play basketball now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the basketball contracts, I assume, are probably a little bit better than what the lacrosse.
Yeah, there's more money in ball for sure.
And my man, I can't imagine how much money he's made in the past month with the jersey sales he's probably getting.
That alone is going to be a nice little chunk of change. And then, yeah, any sort of like when you become that feel good story, like you become endorsable.
A 6'2", 205-pound white guy making dreams come true.
I mean, his lacrosse is in the off season.
Not really. There are some sports where I don't like. There's no such thing as really an off season, right? Because like,
yeah,
basketball and hockey, we're playing in the middle of the summer, and we play in the winter.
If you get into the playoffs, it's a long year.
It's so long
for sure. Well, very good. That's Pat Spencer.
Pat Spencer, the Golden State Warriors, also number 61, which is a horrendous number.
That is, I mean,
nasty work.
Has he always picked 61, or is that just what he ended up with?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's a horrid number. So bad.
Because I imagine, like, the Lakers are a tough team to come on to, and like
the Lakers in Boston, you don't really have very many options, like playing for the Yankees.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's unfortunate for him in terms of numerals, but yeah, they're still gonna fly off the shelf. And that's, a little fresh territory. Maybe you get to end up making 61 a legendary number.
He could be the best 61 there's ever been.
Very easily.
And with that being said,
your turn to outro us.
Indeed. And, of course, here at 321, we say never let your dreams die, like the dream of us having your comments and your reviews on all of our podcasting platforms. We would love a 5-star. That is our hope and dream. If Pat Spencer can make it in the basketball world, you too can make our dream come true with just a little review and maybe a comment and interaction with us. We want to hear your thoughts, Phils.
Tell us which category that you had a game that wanted to win and got stomped out by Clair Obscur.
No one, because everyone loves Clair Obscur. Of course, we do have our TikTok, YouTube, and all of our other platforms. You can find that at 321pods. 321pods.com is also our website, which will show you all of our array of things. We do have some animations coming up that Nick is going to do and make your dreams come true, because you guys do love to interact with those.
By the time you're listening to this, we should have a very relevant clip from episode 5 where you and I discussed how much we love when streamers hide their digital files from us.
We love it. Love it indeed. And of course, now that we are doing such a platform, go back, listen to all of our episodes, share with your family, share with your friends, come back, listen to us, do give us a follow as well, so you do get notified. But thank you guys for coming along on this week. And next week, ho ho ho, it's about to be Christmas time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's getting
we will
close.
see you guys next week.
Adios.